Sweet. All right. Let's see. We got a chat, and then I wanted to take off something. I wanted to take. Let's see. I'm gonna do a couple things while we're sitting here, and I got wires all over the friggin' place. It's frustrating. So I want to move this up closer. Because as loud as I am, I was looking at a recording yesterday, and yo, dude, you went out to Jazz Fest? You partying it up? I'll tell you this, man. That is like the last thing I'd want to do. Oh man, I've got the wrong thing in. Is this it? Is this the right thing? I don't think I've been to Jazz Fest in many, many years, man. Many, many years. All right. What for you for the band Yan? That's crazy. If so, dude, I don't know how you do it, man. I'm like such a homebody. I'll just sit here, and you're just all over the friggin' place. It's nuts. But nah, man, I shared that thing. I'm trying to post a lot more often, and and since I shared that thing about being on Twitch, I was like, I might as well get on here. And then I'm trying, like, I have like a double recording thing going on over here, a little bit down, and so like I'm trying to like chop up some Bob Dylan. I hear he sucks live though. I'm shocked he's even alive. Like that's crazy. I don't know, dude. I'm not a Jazz Fest person, man. We did Jazz Fest at the bar I was working at one year, and I loved it. Like that was a blast. But I was at the bar. I was like doing stuff like around the city during Jazz Fest. I really enjoy. I don't want to be going and sitting out there and like dealing with all that kind of stuff. Like I'm not interested in that. Um. So yeah. I don't think anybody even uses. I don't. Does anybody even go on Kick? Where are we at? And yeah, no, I'm just So yeah, a couple years ago, I went out to Jazz Fest and I was hanging out with this person, and dude had a fun old time, had a blast, man. Had so many, it was so cool, it was so much fun. But that was like years ago, dude, and yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was a couple years ago. So that was that. But no, I'm working on some model sheets, and I want to get these characters down. I need to get like one of the guy John. I need one of Adam. So I'm gonna need some references and to get this right and get them in their costumes. And then at the same time, of course, you got the same old like you know same old like nonsense going on over here with endless endless. It's wild living next door to a crazy person. All right. But nah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun that year doing all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I don't know if I'd want to cuz there's like stuff going on all again, dude. It's like one of those things you got to like commit to like hardcore if you're going to do it. Yo. Um man, definitely going to try and get some. I want to get some character designs down. I'm gonna try to do those real quick. Because that dude, I'm messing around with a ton of AI stuff, and there's a lot of debate on. I don't even know what the debate is really. Like I have different friends. Oh, all right, yeah, right. Yeah, that's the only way you can get the emojis. Um, But yeah, dude, it's a lot of people are like debating all that stuff, and I'll kind of debate. Like I kind of asked Robbie about it the other day, really just to kind of gauge him because he's like really anti AI and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, dude, you don't have it's coming, buddy. Like whether you like it or not, it's coming, and it's hey, dude, I'm retired. Hey, bro, the robots are taking over, buddy. I am the retired artist. Not by choice. They're just taking us out the game. And and yeah, so like I'm working on stuff and then at the same time like you're not beating it. Like no matter what, you're not beating it. And so like a lot I think it's going to give people a lot of opportunities and I think it's going to and if you're not man, if you don't serve a purpose, it's going to take you out the game. So or you better find a purpose. Find a way to keep yourself in the game. So yeah, man. So I have a lot of like character designs of Leslie and the Yeti, and I don't have a lot of the other characters. So I want to at least get like straight on shots of all of them. Man, it's crazy because I'm also thinking about going back to friggin' Night Stars over Time Kids. To be honest with you, for a couple, we'll see. Come on. No, it's autosave. When yo just got a meeting to see some. Yeah. I'm messing with it, dude. We need to have a talk about computers and AI. That's what I was just talking about. But well, you'll see some in a minute when when it's done autosaving, or crashing, one of the two. So yeah, dude. I don't know. I was thinking about the name the other day, and I don't know. Maybe it's an endless debate, but I was just thinking, like, dude, what if they ever grow up? Like, they wouldn't really be time kids anymore, you know? So I don't know. That's like my rationale. I don't know if anybody else has Clip Studio do this to them all the time. It'll pop back on. Usually it does. And then that's the other thing, trying to post a lot more. That's also my game plan. So I'm trying to clip up. So dude, in this program that I'm using right now to stream with, it gives me like it's like so I have like widescreen, I have like your normal like YouTube setup, and then I have like another screen that's like shorts. And I'm really only interested in making shorts. I'm really only interested in clipping up shorts. But like when I do it, I have to go and like do all this. Man, I got to do all this monkeying around and all this kind of like crazy stuff, and I just don't feel like doing it anymore. So I got to make sure I'm recording with this one, and I might be doing it wrong right now. Hopefully I'm doing it right. And then rolling with the other one like this, so it'll be on this screen for YouTube. Dude, this might be one of the first times this thing ever freezes on me. Usually it doesn't take this long. It's a bad omen. TJ Buford's a bad omen, man. All right, maybe not. Maybe he's a good omen. It's I mean, y'all, anybody that's in this chat right now has seen like the up and downs like over the years on my end. I don't know how complicated it is. It's so why are you streaming? Like let's do it like that. Like real talk. Like what is the point of this? Like I like bullshitting with y'all. Like for TJ, it's like taking a route for me. Like I get to come in here, listen to music, BS, like talk. I enjoy all that. But if I'm gonna take whatever I'm doing and move it into so like I'm done with licensed work. Like I'm over it. I really am. It's a bunch of like babies and a lot. There's awesome people too. So it's back and forth. But dude, you're just never gonna have anything of your own, and you're never gonna move the needle. You'll always be a worker, and you're going to be replaced by AI. You're going to be replaced by a computer. Period. And some of that's already being like some of that's already happening. So you have to be a creator, and you have to do something on your own. So there's There's Lattie's crystal ball. I just gave y'all a prediction. Latradamus. That's what's coming. So if you ain't making something on your own, man, you fucking cooked. You're out. You're gone. And straight up. And also like I'm looking at like I'm just looking at like numbers of like, okay, how much is it going to cost to print something? How much does it cost to do this? How much would I need to keep moving? How much would I need to like stay afloat and stay and build something rather than... So over the years, like when I started Night Stars in God knows what, way ahead of you. You're not, but gotcha. I will say this: you're not ahead of me, but like by any stretch. But Travis does have a Kickstarter coming out. Big supporter of it, and will be supporting it more here whenever it goes to launch. Dude, do you have like a landing page yet or no? But yeah, dude, like so like years ago started this whole Time Kids thing or Night Stars, whatever it'll finally be called when the time comes. And in that process, like my career started to take off and I started to get a lot more work. And it was work that I've been waiting for my whole life. I've been waiting forever to do these kind of projects. TJ, I think that's the idea. Having something of your own, you know enough people that we can get something going on your own. Might take a while, but that's just time. I think AI is gonna speed a lot of stuff up. Period. Like it's here. And pre-launch is live. Do you have a link or because I've been seeing like Travis doing this stuff for a while. So Travis is about to do a Kickstarter, and but yeah, to the point, like that's always the goal, is to create your own thing. What happened before is that we're just in a new place. We're in a very interesting, fun, and new place with all media, all whatever you're doing, you know. And music is usually way ahead of like art and stuff like that. But you know, comics is always like last on the creative pipeline. Usually, music is going to be the first thing. Music is going to adapt like Spotify. Music went digital. Dude, comics still hasn't figured out digital. Music, Spotify came in, and that industry was it was just over. I mean, very quickly, to the point where like, does anybody really have like CDs or really even buy? You might buy like a vinyl for, you know, maybe you want to have like the nostalgia. Maybe it's like a special moment. You know what I mean? You have a lady friend over or something like that. You have a little Texas trash at your house. Maybe you want to put on a record or a vinyl. Make it kind of special. Or maybe you just want that hard copy of something and you just want to support the band. Or a lot of times maybe you just want to grab like a t-shirt or something like that. Now I'm seeing a lot of Gen Zers are starting to go back to traditional media. I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of like older media just because things change over time and things can be changed and altered. Dude, I was watching End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger like a few months ago, and they added in scenes that we didn't even have. So if you watch it on, I don't know, whatever I watched it on the Amazon, you know, whatever I was watching it on, like, dude, they added some crazy scene that wasn't there in the theaters. And it was intense, man. Like, I was like, holy crap, I had to go look it up. And it was like a very like hardcore scene. And apparently like a bunch of countries banned it and a bunch of like places banned it, and for whatever reason they snuck it back into this random movie, a random Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So there's things like that. And if you not, you know, if you want to like on like something like the Bible or something like that, like, dude, like there's a big difference between like King James and the Ethiopian Bible. You know what I mean? Like, over time, things gets eliminated. So it's good to have those, like, hardcore, you know, those early things that are unchanged. So there's something positive about that. And I've talked about this before. If you ever listen to, like, vinyls and stuff, I love, like, hearing the record ghost. So like when they're printing a vinyl, old school vinyl, in between the tracks, there's like a record ghost, and you can hear what's going on while they're printing it. And sometimes usually it's like other music or maybe like a TV that's on, and you just hear it in between the tracks. So there's like something special to that. Dude, Amazon is using AI to upscale old documentaries right now. It's bizarre. Well, I mean, dude, eventually they're just gonna like it's gonna be 1984, where you can go in there and you can just literally change the outcomes of movies or change act. You know, if somebody gets canceled or, dude, who knows what. So there is definitely value in like traditional media. So that's that. But then on the other side, as a creator, and not everybody's a creator. Not everybody is a creator. The goal is to go and do your own thing. Me and Travis were talking the other day about like somebody like a Brian Pulido who did Lady Death and Evil Ernie. And that dude's got, I don't know how much he's worth. I don't know what he's up to. I follow him. You know, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'm not, you know, he don't know me. But, dude, seems like a really kick butt dude. And, seems like he married, like, his high school girlfriend. Like, this cool, like, 90s rocker looking chick. And, man, dude, it seems like he's just living the dream. I don't know how much Marvel and DC stuff he ever did. But, boy, he's living off that Lady Death. And, for somebody like myself, man, I'm only interested in, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, maybe a farm or some nonsense like that. You know, like I'm not looking to do anything that crazy, but I'd like to do my own products and my own stuff. And the other thing, and me and TJ had this conversation the other day, dude, I want the ability to say no. That's all I want. That's really what I'm after most in this whole scenario. I want to be able to just say no. You know what I mean, dude? Like, oh man, I think they should do this, or I think they should do that. No, I don't think they should. I don't think that's what they would do. So I want to have control over that. That is a big thing for me. And I'm don't care about money as much. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, I'll go live in a fucking box as long as these guys get to do where I want them to do. That's fine with me. My buddy was saying that low-hanging fruit would be to take PG-13 and R-rated movies and use AI to make them acceptable for PG-rated audience. I would love to show a lot of my superhero movies to my kids, but they'll have to wait a few more years. Man, I grew up on a lot of movies that I shouldn't have been watching and are very, like, near and dear to me. Like, dude, Animal House. My parents would come and get me and be like, Animal House is on, and I'd watch Animal House, like, every year. And, like, the R-rated version of Animal House, I've really only seen, like, one time, two times. I saw it, like, as a, you know, in my 20s, maybe even 30s, and I was just like, oh. Like, there was just scenes I didn't even understand or didn't even comprehend, or, like, nudity, and I had no clue. So, I'm all about stuff like that. Yeah, the goth Stan Lee. Yeah, dude, Brian Pulido, I met him years ago in, friggin', Wizard World Chicago. I was up there trying to get work. This is before I was working anywhere. And they used to, you know, old school days, you'd drop off your samples. I guess they'd look at them when editors actually did work, and they would look at them overnight, and then you'd get a call back the next day. And it was weird, man. I got called back twice for the Marvel and DC thing, but then they wouldn't hire you, and they'd be like, nah, it's just kind of like a thing to keep going, you know, like there's just a, hey, you know, go get him, guy. And I'm just like, bro, like, dude, if you don't give me work, I'm gonna have to go get something else, man, you know? And Travis said his wife is super nice. Dude, she looks like just like a cool, I'm trying to say disrespectfully, beautiful woman. But she just like, when I see the old photos of like their wedding and stuff, she just looks like prime time, like 90s chick. Like prime time, trying to think of like a reference or a movie like character or something like that, but just like a badass like ponytail chick in a 90s movie. I like the girl that Garth was in love with in like Wayne's World or something like that. She just looks like a badass like cream of the crop 90s chick. So, you know, kudos to Brian Pulido, bro. I meant that respectfully. Like, she seemed, you know, what a catch. And dude, I think that's like his high school girlfriend, so even cooler, man. You know, big promoter of that. But yeah, we were up in Chicago, or I was up in Chicago going around, And I remember showing him my artwork, and he was just mega cool, dude. He took the time to talk with me, took the time to like look at it, was supportive. May have gotten contact information, may not have. I don't know. But when you're a younger guy and you're flying to Chicago, driving to Chicago, I've done both, and you're trying to find work, and you don't even know where you stand. Like this isn't the internet days. So I don't even know where. I mean, it's internet. Internet exists, but it's not like it is now. And I don't know where I stand. I don't know. I have no clue. Right now at my age and where I'm at, like career wise and all that, I'm not worried about nothing now. Like I'm not interested in anything. Oh man, yeah. Talk about. I just talked about you like 5 minutes ago, and yeah, I just appreciated it. He was a cool dude. I'm team Brian Polito. Travis says good stuff about him. So there's a model for how things could work. There's a model for how things could like play out. Where he went and bucked the system. He did it. The Image guys were so big, they were just going to win anyway. And they just kind of did rip-off versions of all the like Image characters. Right, yeah, probably. And like, dude, like Spawn is just Spider-Man and Batman. Those were the things that McFarlane did well. He could draw capes. He could draw Spider-Man kind of shit. Here's Spawn. Let's make him super 90s, like Demon or whatever. And I love Spawn. I'm a big Spawn guy. I'm a big McFarlane guy. Wildcats is just another version of X-Men. Cyberforce is a version. Ripclaw and Cyblade, they're X-Men characters. Kids do love chains. So they were like, they created like a dream team, and they walked out of Marvel and made a lot of news, and and McFarlane was the man, bruh. Like, McFarlane was the guy that ran it, and then like little Jim Lee kind of tagged along and stuff like that. I heard he was hiding behind McFarlane and shit when they went into the offices, and he was the nutcase. I think he's autistic. Off topic. Would you come to a free concert Thursday? No, probably not. You should be watching Jurassic Park. Also, no. Kids love chains, Wildcats and Cyberforce. Right, but they're just X-Men. They're just like, they're basically absolute X-Men. Like, and dude, I love Cyberforce and I love all that stuff, but they're not breaking the bank. Pitt is just the Hulk. And me and Buck talked about this yesterday. Out of all the Image books that came out, the one that's most unique and most like really like, I don't know what this is. It's its own weird thing. Was the Max, man. The Max is almost like the Matrix or something like that before the Matrix. Like the Max is nuts. So that's the most like out there one. Shadowhawk is just Batman. Was just about to, dude, it is. When you really like think about it, it's really out there compared to the other ones. And so yeah, but then you had guys like a Brian Polito who kind of like broke the bank, man. Like he kind of changed the game. Like to do that at that time, the Ninja Turtles guys, they're another group. Like I think it was like Eastman's uncle or Laird's uncle, whatever they gave them to print those first amount of books. Again, they had to probably go to a local printer to do it. There's no internet, there's no like Yelp, there's nothing like that. So they're like the American dream. So Mirage is like its own American dream. Evil Ernie and them are like Brian Polito, and he's still kicking and still doing it. So there is a possibility of doing it here. Who's another one? Dave Sim with Cerebus. I've never read Cerebus, but he's another one that I don't know his story. I don't know how much he's making. I don't know how much he's worth. I don't know how many people read Cerebus. Print is reasonably cheap. It's getting people to buy it, and it's paying you bills in the meantime as you kind of build. But dude, we're in a position, bruh. Travis, Robbie, TJ, all, and I'm pointing at myself too. Like Greg Plitt says, when you point at somebody, there's three of them pointing back. Motherfuckers, we have no fucking excuse. There is no excuse except your lack and my lack of execution. There are so many things right now that are at our fingertips. There are so many things. Again, I don't read Strangers in Paradise. But dude, Terry Moore was around there forever. He was. Jeff Smith is another one. You love in Rockets. You love that shit. Dude, there really isn't, dude. You have, and I'm gonna throw another one out there on y'all too, dude, because I think this is a huge thing. I've been sending it to Robbie and Travis the last couple of days. Dude, Logan Paul is all over buying manga and flipping manga right now. I think that is excellent, man. I think that is huge. Look what that dude did for Pokemon. So it's funny, like, all these people are complaining and crying about Logan Paul. I love Logan Paul. I hate Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul's like a douche. But dude, Logan Paul's a gangster, bro. Like, I love him, dude. I love the Maverick. And I love him on WWE. He gets it, man. He's good to the fans. He's sick. And dude, they're buying manga right now. They're buying graded manga, and that shit might shoot up. And I'm just like, man, please buy some comic books. Please come grab some. Dude, but they're not hurting it. Bro, I'm telling you, man, like that's literally why they're influencers. When we went to the St. Tammany does these Comic Cons out here, and went like a few weeks ago to that. And you have like your different like subsets. Like you have your different like levels of nerddom and stuff like that, right? And you have like your old toy collectors, like Toy Marky and like all those guys. Me and Robbie would fit into that category. You know, like I'm on this, like if y'all are in the Discord, I'm on a big Police Academy toy kick. You know what I mean? Like there was some guy had the Police Academy headquarters, and I'm just like, I need that motherfucker, man. I need that shit. I need that shit in my house, bro. And I got a price on it, and I'm like, okay, dude, if I'm I'm coming for you. And then you have like and then there was like a middle row. And if you believe in like, dude, here's Armando likes to come in here and play games, and he likes to make silly comments. And that's fine, dude, because I believe in freedom of speech, okay? So you can come in here and you can talk about dinosaurs. But I'm going to tell you this, motherfucker. Police Academy was real. Police Academy existed and dinosaurs didn't. But then there was like a middle aisle, and it was nothing but Pokemon. And it was almost like walking into a different room within a room. Like everybody in the Pokemon aisle was like younger kids. There were a lot more girls. Like I didn't even know like there were women at the convention. There were all kinds of young like cosplay girls. And it was just like it was like a cleaner, like, so when you go by the toy booths, like everything's kind of like, it's a bunch of shelves and a bunch of things, and everybody's throwing all these old toys on the shelves. And then you have this like Pokemon section, and it just was fresh. It was clean. It was sleek. I do believe in the Dinosaurs TV show, not the mama. And I do believe in Denver the Last Dinosaur. I'll never deny them. I'll never deny them. I'll never deny Denver. So yeah, no, dude, bro, Pokemon. Maybe there might be manga vending machines. I don't know. So and I won't. Okay. We're gonna have to have like rules in here at some point. Dinosaurs as like a prehistoric creature that preceded human beings is fake. It's a lie. It's an invention of the petroleum industry. On that note, I will never deny Denver the Last Dinosaur, Dinosaurs the TV show, and or Dinobots. Like, all of those are accepted here. All of those are welcome here. So he is my friend. He's all of our friends and a whole lot more. What the lot more was, I don't know. But I don't know, dude. Fuck, he's a dino. I don't know. He could ride, like, probably because he could ride skateboards and do all kinds of, like, X game type shit. Like that's nothing to scoff at. I wouldn't mind seeing like a Denver the Last Dinosaur Encino Man crossover. Like that would be fucking awesome. Uh, dude, he could probably board. I think he rollerbladed. He could probably do like aquatic events as like that's what I'm saying. He was basically like an X Games dinosaur. Um, so so yeah, dude. So you got the Pauls that are buying stuff now, and or not the Pauls, but Logan Paul and Speed and stuff. Like, dude, they had it all over WrestleMania. So I don't know, man. I don't know where that goes. And then I heard something. I was listening to like a motivational video while I was working out. That would be awesome too. Denver the Last Dinobot. And somebody, and dude, this hit me hard too. It was a crazy comment. It was that like your ancestors, like they suffered and they did all kinds of crazy stuff so that you could be in the position you're in right now. You know what I mean? Like what did because we do have a lot of like artists and like creative people in here right now. Dude, what did your ancestors have to do? What did your grandpa do for a living? What did your grandma, you know what I mean? Like, what did they do so that you could maybe make a cartoon or a comic book? You know what I mean? So you can sit in your AC room and draw a picture. What did they have to do every day? What did they go through? And it's like, you know, like, dude, you do have a little bit of responsibility in that. And if you don't, you're gonna regret it. I think we all will. And I'm trying to keep that in mind right now as I'm moving forward. Dude, but did they really? The railroad? Okay. Mine was a fireman, and then he worked at the DMV. So I mean, probably not cool stuff. I don't know if they ever had. I don't know. Did any of these people want to be musicians? Did they want to do this? Did they want to do that? I don't know, man. So dude, it's just food for thought. And then everybody in here is like hitting a certain threshold in age. Bro, you ain't got all the time in the world, dude. That's something I'm like trying to keep in mind too. Like, dude, this might be fourth quarter living. This might be like game time. Either that or like you're gonna be begging. You're gonna be, dude. You are gonna be John Henry, or maybe we're John Henry right now. I always do this, bro. I get on stream and then I like start ranting, and then my coffee is cold. It tastes like ass. Make sure you heat it up, Robbie. Keep it warm. So yeah, dude. So I've been looking into a bunch of stuff. Messaged my buddy today. He was excited about it, and either way, the next thing is I need to start. I got a couple different flames on the fire. What do they call it? What's the phrase? Something, whatever it is. But yeah, man. So it's interesting, dude, and I've been really trying to stay more focused. I said it before, but there should be bingo cards for thing you say on stream. What do you mean? Like for what? Irons on the fire. I got a few irons on the fire. No, I need to like clip it. Hopefully, I'm recording the right one. And I'm probably man, thank you always angry for the Twitch Prime sub. That one that is going towards me and Sherm. Even though Sherm's dead now and he's dead to us, that will go towards our HBO Max. And dude, I'm gonna throw another one out there for everybody, bro. Hey, bro. I've been getting back in there, boy. Bro, I'm telling you, dude. I'm on some shit right now. I've been getting back in there. Nah, dude. Those Twitch subs, they're gonna go towards Sherman I's HBO Max account eventually one day, so I can watch AEW pay-per-views. And I'm gonna say this too. Side note. I think AEW is better right now than WWE. I'm all about Logan Paul. I'm all about like what he's doing. I just don't think it can be understated like what that dude's probably doing for the for collecting right now. And I'm not even denying that it's probably a hustle or some sort of like semi-grift where they can like, maybe stack the deck, no pun intended. But dude, whatever, that's great. That keeps all this kind of stuff alive. Scarcity, momentum, all that kind of stuff. That's the only reason, bro. There could be an argument made that that's the whole reason that image was so popular. Was just that speculator market. Everybody owned Spawn #1. Everybody thought Spawn #1 was putting their kids through college. And it still worked. And now, even now, there was a thing the other day where Spawn #1 direct market. So if you bought it at a comic shop, it's not worth as much. But if you got Spawn #1, like if you went to K&B for the Louisiana people, or you picked it up at like Kroger or a grocery store, if you bought the newsstand version where it had the barcode, like those Spawn #1s are worth something. Like they're worth a lot of money. Yeah, he is. And then, dude, like this is my thing. It says Paul has fallen the lead, a collector toy company owner. That dude, I'm all about the grift. I think it's great because you're introducing that Gen Z. They didn't. No, dude, I know what they're doing. Like I'm in on it. Like I'm not in on it, but I'm with it. Like, dude, they're probably stacking the deck. They're creating. He's using Paul to create. What's the word I'm looking for here, dude? He's using Paul to create like buzz around these books, where now everybody's gonna want that first appearance of Dragon Ball. They're gonna want that first appearance of One Piece or whatever. And that market's gonna raise the prices, and then they're gonna sell the books. So they bought the books, got them graded. Now they're raising awareness, getting everybody to want the books. They're gonna have the books, then they're gonna sell them. That's fine. Do it to Night Stars. Do it to Candlestick Club. You know what I mean? Like I'm all about it. Dude, I got my pages over. He is, whatever he's doing, it's awesome. And look, you can argue there's a lot of manga people bitching about it, and they're complaining about it because they're like, oh, friggin' Logan Paul, he's not a true One Piece fan, or yada yada. And it's just like, dude, that dude and Speed and whoever else is involved in this, that might be opening the door for a dying industry like comic books and manga and print media. That dude might be starting a whole new generation on collecting again. And whether they're buying it to collect, whether they're buying it to read, dude, it is fun. Like most of the fun. So I was talking about the St. Tammany Comic Con show a few weeks ago and stuff like that. Half the fun is like looking and finding these items. You know what I mean? Like the hunt is the fun. Whether that's on like eBay or like really like going to a convention. So for example, this dude said he'd sell me the Firehouse. It's not the Firehouse. The Police Academy Police Station. He'd sell it for $150, and it had the motorcycle with it. And if I was gonna buy that online, it would be like $200-$300. Do I need it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's a waste. It's not worth me getting. But dude, I could spend that money at the bar. I could spend that money at the casino. It's the fun of going and hunting it down. It's the fun of, man, I want to collect all this run of Batman. I want to get all these issues. Dude, Iman. Dude, Iman's my boy now. He has a great channel on Temu Transformers. And I recommend him as well. I got to work on his commission that we almost lost in the mail today. But dude, we're kind of talking. Man, this might be something that you might resonate with. We're talking about, so it's really collecting as a whole. So Iman, he's collecting Transformers. Like that's his thing. He has a channel on Transformers, and it's growing. And he gave me a lot of tips the other day too, which I'm going to try to start implementing. But like, okay, Iman, I'm going to ask you, why do you collect Transformers? Like, what is, like, do you know? Like, are you doing it for money? Are you doing it for some reason, like as like when you were growing up? Is there what is that connection to you? Like, what makes you want to collect? Can we get Logan Paul to hype Sequest figures? Not until I buy them. Hey, but that's the whole thing, dude. Like, I want to collect all the Sequest figures. You know what I was looking up last night? I was looking up Bionic 6. And I was seeing what the prices are on Bionic 6. And then I messaged my boy Tim Stoddard at Showcase Comics. And I'm like, dude, you ever get any Bionic 6 characters? You ever get any, what you call it? Captain Planet. I was thinking about that too. I was like, man, I wonder how much the Captain Planet figures are. And so, okay, so here's Iman's response. I've been a Transformer fan since I was a kid. I'm doing it for the love of it now. Now as an adult, they've gotten so much more complex. And the funny thing about Transformers, and Iman, my buddy Robbie's in here, who you would get along with great, and who works on Hasbro. He works on all the Hasbro brands. Did a lot of the box art for a lot of the Hasbro Transformers stuff. And we talk about this all the time. But, dude, Transformers is like this weird category because, like you were saying, like Temu Transformers and stuff like that, you can't really copyright robots that turn into, like, vehicles and stuff. So Transformers is like, dude, you got third party, fourth party. It's like the Wild West out there with Transformers. It's wild, man. It's so cool. And so if you wanted to get in and you wanted to get into, again, another reason to go check out his channel, you can get into a lot of these other products that are they're essentially the same toys that are not licensed by, they're essentially the same thing. They're coming probably from the same places. They're whatever. It's wild. But you're not going to be able to do that as much with like a Batman character or something. Oh man, you're one of the few people that bring up Bionic 6. That intro song hits so hard. So earlier, we were talking about Denver the Last Dinosaur, which also has a song that rocks. Like that'll kick you, you know. That's a little bit of an earworm. Bionic 6 is an earworm. You'll never get that thing stuck out of your head. And so, yeah, those are... But, like, the Bionic 6 figures are, like, crazy expensive. I had no clue until last night. Captain Harris from Police Academy is crazy. Dude, it's a $1,000 figure. So if you want Lieutenant Harris or Captain Harris, if you want him with the hat, he comes with a hat, a cane, and a set of binoculars. And the binoculars, like when you put them to his head, it has like an action feature. It's almost like a Fright Features Ghostbuster, where like the eyeballs pop out. So like the binoculars go on, the eyeballs pop out. Really fun. And it was a mail away figure, apparently like mega rare. And dude, that thing's pushing $700-800 now on eBay. I was looking at it last night. And even to get a repro hat is like $100 for a repro hat. It's crazy, man. It really is. I'm still trying to understand how some of these third-party companies can do this without getting in trouble with Hasbro. It's insane. It's that weird law. So I don't know if it's a Japanese law, if it's a thing in Japan or what. But you can't. And I wish. And whenever Robbie gets back from getting coffee, he'll know. You can't copyright a robot that turns into a car or something like that. So you could copyright Volkswagen, even though they have third parties and you know, of all those, you know, like you can even get the friggin', like you can get a Bumblebee with the Volkswagen logo on it, and I guess it's man, it's just it's wild out there with Transformers, man. So you can go to Show Z, you can go to all these different websites and get. You can literally get like Masterpiece. I heard this, dude, Iman. I heard this. It was the guy I was telling you about, Tidarium Hanger. He said that collecting Transformers is you're chasing perfection. So I sent this to my buddy last night. They had the Ultra Magnus. It's a third-party Ultra Magnus that's coming out, and it's the ones that look like the G1. But they're posable. They have all the modern articulation. So you can really, like, they look exactly like, um, they look exactly like a G1 figure, but you can, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with them. And, like, that's the thing about collecting Transformers, is that, like, it's just this evolution. If you look at MP1 and look at, like, MP44 or something like that, I mean, it's just, it's a very unique fandom. It's very, very unique. And I don't know if anything else is really comparable. Like G.I. Joe, you basically go, you go O-ring, and then you're just immediately at classified. Transformers is a whole nother, man, it's fascinating. And I'm not even like I collect Transformers, and I have quite a few, ranging from like G1 to modern, but I wouldn't say that's like my. And I will say this: I will grab anytime they do the crossover with G.I. Joe, I grab those. I usually wait for them to go down in price on Amazon, but I will grab those. Heathcliff still gets stuck in my head, dude. Heathcliff was an amazing. Those little tunes back in the day were top notch. Top notch. So anyway, having the now here we are. But having people come in. So when y'all go to conventions now and stuff like that, how many young people do you see? You got to watch the lay of the land. I'm a big believer in this too. Is that you got to read the tea leaves. So for artists or people that go to conventions, Travis, Robbie, whoever, I don't think TJ ever does any of this or whatever. Next time so when you're doing a convention, you're doing a fan expo, you're doing like whatever, any of these, there's always these moments in the day where like the lull comes in and it kind of gets kind of quiet. And then this would apply to this as well. But really, when you're sitting on the other side of the table, like if you're a guest at a show, it's gonna happen. Unless you're like Kevin Eastman or somebody like crazy like that, you're gonna have these moments where like it's like 2-3 o'clock. People are at a panel. People went to lunch. You're tired. You haven't gotten that second win yet for the last like tail end of the day. And you just kind of watching people come by. You're watching them come by. Pay attention to who's at the show, man. Pay attention to who's there now. And the things that I notice is you're going to get our crowd. You're going to get that 40-year-old. You're going to get that Gen X, millennial, zillennial crowd that's after, they're chasing nostalgia. The Transformers is chasing perfection. We're chasing that nostalgia hit. We want, whether it's those, you got to think too, dude. Like, we're that first generation that, man, I guess it was just we were able to be marketed to, and when they came in and did it, they just did a masterful job of marketing. And they got us to buy. They got our parents to buy. They got us to buy sleeping bags and toys and lunch boxes and party favors or whatever. You know what I mean? And dude, you could make an argument that that's kind of like whatever, but dude, we're all sitting here right now in 2026 and we're talking about it with so much nostalgia. It's like we're talking about our friends. Like when we're talking about Denver the Last Dinosaur earlier, dude, everybody just loves Denver, bruh. They became like our childhood. And I don't know if that same, I guess it must be going on for that new generation, I guess like with Pokemon and stuff like that, but there was something different because all of us, we didn't have this vast sea of the internet. We only had Fox, Nickelodeon, you had only those few channels, so we were all watching these same things, and they're very like fond to us. So we're going for that nostalgia hit. So I see those people. I see people our age. And then the other thing that I see at all these shows is, I'm telling you, man, it's tween girls. Tween girls. They love dressing up in costume, and they are out there looking for anime. I'm in a weird spot because Ninja Turtles is so universal that I get a little bit of runoff of that. I might randomly get that tween fan to come up. But man, they are all about that anime and that manga. And I think it took over. So while we're watching and playing Mario Brothers and Contra and all that stuff when we're growing up, the girls our age are probably reading Babysitter's Club. My sister used to read like Sweet Valley High. And now those same girls, they're reading like manga, and they're watching manga and anime. And same thing goes, I'll go sit at Barnes and Nobles, and I'll sit there and kind of read. I sit right by, so in my local Barnes and Nobles, they have the comics and the manga are right next to each other, and I'm just always kind of curious who's going to come by, who's your demo, who's your demographic, and it's going to be the same thing again. You're gonna, or the toy aisle at Target or something like that. It's gonna be the same thing again. So you want to see more of those fans come in, and I'm a big wrestling fan. And when I saw Logan Paul talking about all that stuff this weekend, I just thought it was great. I thought it was awesome, regardless if he's trying to make a buck off of it. Bro, Robbie, this is my buddy Iman. Robbie, dude, it's funny. Every time I talk about you on stream, you go disappear. But yeah, dude, Robbie, what would you... Man, I had a question I was going to ask you. What was it? We had something we were going to ask Robbie about. Why can they do third party? They're probably going to do fifth party. Why can they do so many, like... Why can they get away with what they get away with Transformers, and they don't do it for, like, other properties? Nah, he's definitely somebody to go follow on, like, Instagram or something like that. And Robbie is doing his own, so Robbie is probably a lot more like you, where he's like a Transformer kid. And, he is doing his own property. And if we, like, stay on his butt, he will hopefully be doing his own Kickstarter after Travis does his. And we'll all have awesome stuff to read this summer and this fall. But he's doing his own called Divine Circuits, and it's not Transformers, but it is a it's a new property for people that love transforming robots from a lifetime Transformers fan, and he's going to be at BotCon this summer. He has a preview book. He has a lot of like fun social media stuff. And, again, maybe if we all stay on him, we'll get to see it someday. So he's right there. Robbie and Travis are on the ledge. They're Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, and they're at the final, dude, the Grail is within their grasp, okay? And they're at the final moment where they have to make the choice. They're at the lion's head, and they have to take the leap of faith. And they don't know what's coming. And I'm right there behind them, but I'm still doing like Penitent Man Will Pass. Like I'm behind now, okay? Like they're on the verge of dropping their Kickstarters. And they're right there, and he's about to take the leap of faith, and the Grail is right there behind him, dude. Very soon you will be drinking from the Carpenter's Cup, Robbie and Travis, if you take the leap of faith and do a Kickstarter. But only the Penitent Man will pass. So yeah, dude, BotCon 2026, dude. And he's working on the preview book for that right now. China gets away with it by not using trademark names or insignia, right? But there's like, I don't know, I mean, I guess you can buy stuff like that off of Temu, because I was looking at it the other day, and they had some like McFarlane style figures and stuff like that. I guess it just becomes the Wild West out there. Also, China is designing new tooling. Well, yeah, but what about stuff like Seekers and stuff like that? Like, it's all the same tooling. Dude, they come out with the same Masterpiece figures, and it's like the exact same toys. It's crazy. I think it's people from the same factories. They just don't care. And I love it, dude, because those things are expensive. Although they do knockoff G1 toys. Yeah, man. It's neat. It's fascinating. It's neat. So yeah. So that's like the mission statement of the day, I guess, is, you know. After this, I'll put on Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna work on my character designs because I need to get them done. I need to have like a base character design, and then I want to throw this one out there for everybody too. This is gonna fall back into like the whatever you want, like the motivational kind of like mindset or whatever. Iman, I see China knocking off designs from other third-party companies. Some are very good and improve on the design. Others are just blatant copies. Dude, I see a lot of copies. And then Robbie says, it is the same factories. It's understood some Takara designers moonlight for the third-party companies. Dude, they must be just taking them molds over there, man. They have to be, dude. They have to be. And maybe they give you like a crazy... Maybe you'll get like an orange Optimus Prime or, you know, whatever, and they just call it Truck Robot or what do they call Optimus Prime? It's like Convoy. They'll just give it some like wacky name. Truck Convoy, whatever. But yeah, dude, that's a wild game, man. And I don't know, dude, they come with the decals? Because I feel like they all have the insignias on them. They all have like the, dude, Iman, you should see Robbie's collection. Like, that's what you should do, Robbie. You should do a collection of all your stuff. Like, his whole living room, not to break the fourth wall or you know, but dude, it's just rows. He does this thing, he does a party for us every few months. Like a nerd party. And, all the Louisiana nerds get invited. And like, dude, I'll just end up going in there and just looking at the toys. You know, and just like looking at all the crazy Transformers he has. It's nuts. We have another buddy, Mikey, and he's just a turtle guy. He's not solely a turtle guy, but put it like this, bro. I got a phenomenal vintage Ninja Turtle collection. Like, within reason, a borderline almost complete Ninja Turtle collection. Besides some of the vehicles, like I got a lot of the repro vehicles recently, like the Foot Cruiser, Texas Trash. My girlfriend Texas Trash got me a Foot Cruiser. I think Robbie, see, there he goes. He's leaving again. He found the what do you call it? The drill machine. What is it called? Whatever it is, the turtle drill thing. He found it at like Ollie's for like nothing. He was like, dude, you want it? I was like, absolutely. No, he got me a pizza thrower. But dude, I have a pretty phenomenal Ninja Turtle collection. And dude, I have a great vintage Star Wars collection. I have all kinds of crazy pizza thrower. You got me the pizza thrower. I must have just bought the drill. What are they? The mutant module. I must have just bought that off of Amazon. But our buddy Mikey has an unbelievable turtle collection that is like, dude, he's got like, there's like some Chrome Dome or something like that. He's got these like ultra rare figures in there. And he does these like Bunko nights, him and his wife. And I've only been over there once, but dude, I didn't even want to play Bunko. I just wanted to sit in the toy room and like stare at all the, like there was so much. It was so like, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like when you see like somebody that's got their collection like just out of control. Like it was so layered. Bruh. And then Robbie's backing me up. Mikey's TMNT collection is a biblical. I mean, he's got like Sewer Surfing Leo. He's got like crazy stuff, man. Stuff. So Lieutenant Harris figure that we didn't even know, I didn't even know was a mail away. I didn't even know it was expensive. And like, I would pass it by if I was at a toy show. If I'm digging through somebody's bin and I saw Lieutenant Harris, I wouldn't even think twice about it. Okay? Now I know, I'm like, oh man, this is like $1,000 figure. I doubt you're going to see one in the wild with all the parts. But now I know what the parts are. Most collectors are smart enough by now. They know. But dude, that dude was getting all this stuff way ahead of time. And yeah, his turtle collection, sealed and loose. He's got a Matty collector, He-Man collection that's crazy. Like, dude, he doesn't miss. Yeah, he's got a Scratch figure. He's probably got everybody, okay? And I know they're reissuing them now, but he had them before. I don't know what he paid. They're probably even more crazy now. But yeah, man, it's nuts. Crazy collection. Probably never seen anything. I'm trying to think if I've seen any. Your Transformer collection is phenomenal. Is top notch. And that's only what I can see. That's only what I see in your living room. His turtle collection is one of the best I've ever seen. I'm trying to think. There's a buddy of ours down here locally that has like a sealed Star Wars collection. I've never seen it in person. I've only seen like another buddy of ours will send me photos of it. And he's like mega cool dude. But like everything. It's like one of those collectors where you walk into his room and it's just like boxes of sealed like Ewoks Village, Tri-Logo, Empire AT-AT, Return of the Jedi AT-AT, Ewoks figures. You know what I mean? Like, he has crazy stuff. My collection just just crazy grew over the last week. I just landed a Fans toy, Superion, all of the bots. I even got badass Evangelion final model figure. That's amazing. Iman and Robbie, y'all are going to be friends. He loves Evangelion. Man, the Fans toy stuff is incredible. Yeah, man. Nah, dude, and it's so. And then me and Travis are we're kind of a little bit on the same page when it comes to like Toy Biz. Well, Robbie is too. On the same page when it comes to like Toy Biz X-Men. I love Toy Biz Batman. I love Kenner Batman. I try to get all of those. But I'm also like, now it also becomes like a personal thing because I don't want to arguably, I could go right out the door right now and go buy a Toy Biz Batcave in the box for like $200. You know what I mean? I could buy a complete Toy Biz Batcave for whatever. I don't want that. I want to restore my Toy Biz Batcave. When I was at that St. Tammany Comic Con, I saw a Toy Biz Batmobile, and the guy asked me to even sign some Motu figures, and he was like, "Dude, I'll hook you up. You know, if you sign the Motu figures, I'll hook you up with something." And I was like, "Man, I might even like go in on that Toy Biz Batmobile." But I want to restore mine, and I also want the shields that go with it. So I want a Toy Biz Batmobile that has the plastic blow mold shields that goes on top. What the topic is, I mean, it's chaos usually, but it's collecting. Like, what were you collecting growing up? Why did you collect? What like, when you go to a Comic-Con, there's just so many like different types of, everybody has their thing, and it's cool because it's not really wrong. Like, whatever you're like, I want to open stuff. Like, I will take, I have a bunch of Kenner inbox Batman figures over here, and Toy Biz figures. And I was thinking about opening them on stream, but like we did with Warrior the other day, the Ultimate Warrior. And I'm just torn. I'm torn because they have the KB logos on them. They have the KB toy logos, but they're also like starting to peel a little bit. Like the box is starting to peel. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I might bust them open on stream. Yeah, Robbie, I was just introduced to Fans Toys. Holy crap! Now that's a rabbit hole that I can't really afford to go down. Didn't I give you Ultimate? Dude, you gave me the Ultimate Warrior comic, and then Always Angry had sent this, and I finally opened it on stream. So now Warrior stays on my desk. Like, he's going to be a mainstay of motivation. So I was born a car guy and loved robots. This is Robbie. When Transformers came out, my 7-year-old mind was blown, and everything else no longer mattered. And so, dude, I'm kind of. So you can complain about, so people, like I said, I'm seeing people complain about Logan Paul and like how he's not like a true One Piece fan, and don't do this, don't do that. I get it, man, and I'm not happy about the new Gundam movie coming out. Like, dude, I've been bitching about, all of it is fair, is what I'm saying. So I'm bitching about Gundam in Discord. Me and Wilfred are bitching about the new Gundam movie they're making, and I'm very passionate about Gundam, the Gundam universe. I'm very passionate about Gundam Wing, and like I like that it's this. Obviously it's super popular because like you can go to like I don't know, you can go to like the Philippines or you can go to like South Korea and you have giant Gundam statues and stuff like that. Like that's the wallpaper on my computer. Is like these giant Gundam statues. Not dude, I really was like I was like, all right, man, like I need to get some more social media content and I need to get some stuff to clip. Let me get on stream and I'll draw some today. And then like I don't even know why I don't even know why I bother. Because I end up just chatting the whole time, which is better anyway. I'll be able to ideally clip this up if I did it right today and I'm recording. But I'm really glad you got a lot of drawing done during the stream. No, I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it while I'm watching Raw. But anyway, what was I saying? Okay. So I'm a big Gundam person. And what happens is when you're early in on fandom, like when you're early enough in on a fandom, it becomes very personal to you. And it's kind of like a girlfriend, man. Dude, you can break up with a girl, and I'm serious here. Dude, and you get weird if she starts dating somebody else. And God forbid one of your friends dates her. If he does, he's not really your friend. But like, dude, you get weird, man. And like so like, dude, your collections and these things that are like special to you are like that. And so now that Gundam Wing is about to have a TV show, I'm kind of like, I don't like this, dude. It's kind of like watching somebody date your ex, man. Like I'm not feeling it. I'm not. It's grossing me out. But this is not going to work well with the ex analogy. But when it comes to like Logan Paul and like the comics and stuff like that, it may be opening up a whole new world to like collecting and as somebody that works in this industry and like it is my lifeblood, same with Travis and everybody else, like there's not another job we go to. So if people aren't buying comic books, if people aren't buying like collectible toys or whatever, like if there's not an interest in this kind of stuff, like dude, we're SOL, man. So dude, I think it's great. And I think in a weird way, all the AI slop has also created an interest in original art. So, oh man, jeez, it took me a second. Jeez, nah, dude, you got, be polite. And so, yeah, dude, like there's a new interest in original art now. Like, and so I'm curious how that's going to go. So I don't know if people are just going to appreciate it more because, man, there's just something going on with original art. Like, I just messaged Comic Connect today because they have a lot of my originals, a lot of my good originals. And I'm just kind of, I'm chiming in and just seeing, like, what's our game plan? Do you want to do social media? So, yeah, we are living in, like, really, really, like, very interesting times. So, to everybody that's in here, not Rami, not Muka, who's a Gen Zer and doesn't know anything about our Gen X world, our Zillennial world. You're not one of us. You're not like us. You weren't there. You never saw the 90s Bulls. You never watched Batman the Animated Series. You didn't. Go live in go watch Chowder or something like that, Go to a Chowder convention. But like, yeah, dude, like, man, could you even imagine the Transformers you're getting now? Like when you were a kid? Dude, could you even imagine and that doesn't mean everything's going to be good, but I know, I just like messing with you. But, I don't know, dude, Gundam's probably how many people are going to see this Gundam Netflix show and then maybe go rewatch like old Gundam stuff? And it might just blow their friggin' mind, dude. I wonder how many people were introduced to Cowboy Bebop. Like, I wasn't interested in the live-action Cowboy Bebop, but how many people watched that and then went back and watched one of the greatest... Like, man, one of the greatest animes of all time, like period. I'm sure our Transformer fans in the group would be heartbroken that that's what you instead of you know, instead of like Energon. I love the idea of a live action Gundam, but I do hate who's in it and represent it. Dude, so apparently it's gonna be oh, me too. Look, bruh, just to be clear, I'm about as purist as it gets when it comes to my media. I just so on the Gundam, apparently it's gonna be a whole new thing. So they're not even like adapting the original Gundam TV series. Cause I thought what's her name was gonna be Sayla or whatever. And I thought like Amuro was gonna be in it and stuff like that. Apparently it's not gonna be that at all. It's just gonna be like it's just gonna be some random thing. So whatever, who cares? But all these kids that are sitting there, dude, they might. I feel like mechs are more for boys, but dude, you're gonna have a lot of guys that go. If we didn't have Adult Swim back in the day, if we didn't have Gundam Wing, so from what I understand, Gundam Wing was made for like American audiences, and if we didn't have that, I would have never gone back and watched all the other. I wouldn't even have known what Gundam was. I knew what anime was. I was there early enough for like, dude, early Toonami was wild. TF and Mass Cross has notable female fan base. Okay. I mean, but you would have to say that the majority is going to be male. Like, I do feel like mech is a male thing. Where like some of this other stuff, like Sailor Moon is gonna be more females. Now, I love Sailor Moon. I have Sailor Moon. She fell. Otherwise, I wouldn't go pick her up. And I'm trying not to break her because she's caught between wires. But nah, she fell off the shelf the other night. I don't know what happened, dude. I love Sailor Moon's one of my favorite things in the world, dude. So I have some of the figure arts Sailor Moon figures up on my shelf right here. And for whatever reason, she fell the other day. Dude, Sailor Moon is the Lo-Fi Girl tune. She's in the Lo-Fi Girl tune that I did, wherever it's at. I don't even know. Here's a Star Wars one I did the other day. Just to change the background for everybody. And I spent so much time on these TIE fighters, man. Like, I was just so dialed in to, like, getting the TIE fighters right. And getting them accurate. And getting his, like, computers and all that stuff accurate. When I got back here to the Star Destroyer, I started kind of, you know. Wiggly lines is the craters and all the mechanical parts on a Star Destroyer. Like, I wasn't gonna get like crazy about that. And then I was like, really. So it was for a friend of a friend's kid. And then I wanted him to. I didn't want him to be in like the. When you go to like Disney World, they have these like little events where like, or they did, where like, you know, stormtroopers come out and somebody comes out as Darth Vader and they throw like a cloak on them. They'll just give them like the cloak, the Jedi cloak. I wanted them in something different. So I made it into this whole, like, Vader's Apprentice thing. So this is, like, Anakin's outfit from the Clone Wars. And, like we were talking about on stream, this is not something that anybody's gonna, like, appreciate. Or, you know, they're not gonna appreciate, like, the people that got it won't get it. But I wanted him to be more like a Power of the Force 2 figure. Like, that Power of the Force 2 Darth Vader figure was bulky, man. He was jacked up. I'm fighting this one. I know. What you know about that? How old were you for the Clone Wars? What you know about the Clone Wars? Nephew? What you know about the Clone? I was there. I lived it, dude. Dude, I lived in the dark age of Star Wars. Where I lived after Return of the Jedi. I grew up watching the Ewok Adventure. I grew up playing with bendy toys and micro machines because we didn't even have Star Wars toys. You had to go to the flea market to get them. Don't ever question my loyalty. Dude, don't ever. I live the Clone Wars. Do you got any Clone Wars? I got buku Clone Wars. I got a bunch of Clone Wars toys. I got a pretty great, modern Star Wars is kind of crazy, but it's, I've got a very solid collection. I don't know where to display it, so it's tricky. Sailor Moon is the Lo-Fi Girl Lattie edition. Should ask your neighbor if he likes Sailor Moon. Oh, we got a lot going on for him. He don't like what I'm doing currently. All fandoms should have... Alright, this is Iman. All fandoms should have an even amount of fans loving them, men, women, trans, cosplayer, just to enjoy fandom and love it. So we... No, I'm not... That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that... When you're doing like... So for example, we used to go to... I used to do New York Comic Con a bunch. And, when I was doing my comic Time Kids, the one that was just on screen and stuff like that, I was trying to do basically something for like our age group. I thought I was doing something for like Goonies. I really was. Like even in the early pages of the book, it's very much like a Monster Squad thing. And so I was trying to do like Monster Squad and Goonies, and I had a lot of like 80s references in there. And so, like, when I was, over the few years that we did New York Comic Con, like, dude, probably by the second year, I started seeing who was gravitating towards it. And, dude, it was all tween girls. So this is, like, 10 years ago. But, like, if somebody was in, like, back in the day, if you went to Comic Cons and stuff, they all had, like, a lot of girls were wearing, like, TARDIS dresses. Doctor Who was huge. So if it's like 2016, 2017, 2015, man, if you went to a Comic-Con, it is a guarantee you're going to see a girl in a Doctor Who TARDIS dress. Or you'll see a lot of Harry Potter cosplay. What else? Was there another one? But those were the two that would stand out. And so, like, as somebody, when you're doing, like, so this goes back to, like, marketing and stuff like that. You're looking for who is the demographic. Like, who is your audience? Because if you want to go do a Google Ads, or you want to go do, like, whatever, you want to know who you're marketing to. Because otherwise, I'm not going to go market to, like, grandma. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go market to the 90-year-old that's watching Lawrence Welp on Saturday afternoon or something like that. Like, so you're looking for, like, who your target audience is. And sometimes you don't even know. It might be organic, and it might not be something that you're going to be able to, like... It might not be something that you can technically do on your own. And, like I said, this is an example of that. But, dude, as it went by, I started, like, playing games while we were sitting there. And I would bring over girls. If I saw a girl in a TARDIS or a Doctor Who thing, I went for it. And sure enough, dude, they loved it. So to your point, to your comments point, all I'm saying is that there are different fandoms attract different people for different reasons. You know what I mean? Like that same tween girl that would go read Time Kids or Night Stars, whatever I end up calling it, they're probably not going to go after Bionic 6, you know, or whatever. And then there's crossover. Like when we were little, like I feel like everybody's watching Teddy Ruxpin. Everybody's watching Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons is a lot more universal. Turtles can be a lot more universal. That's all I meant. Probably prefers Garth Brooks Bebop. Wait, what? I'm so lost. I'm way behind. Hold up. I gotta catch up. Tim probably likes sand. I do like sand. I do like river. Funny you said that, because I have to go get river sand for the chickens. So I change their river sand every year. So I'm gonna go do that. You ain't got that Captain Rex. Dude, I know all about Captain Rex. I'm telling you, dude, I don't think y'all know how lucky you are. Oh, let me catch up on comments. Hold up. Well, let me say this to Mooka real quick, to Rami. Dude, when I was growing up, I could not have loved I loved Star Wars. My first cassette tape was Star Wars, was a John Williams cassette tape. My first CDs were I loved it. and I had a few like random figures. I have him up here, dude. He's up there. I have my Bespin Luke from when I was a kid. I had a Greedo that was like my cousin's. I had a Boosh Leia. My mom. So when I'm getting into Star Wars, Return of the Jedi is what, 83? So there's a couple years where the figures are still kind of floating around. So I'm still able to get some of the later Return of the Jedi stuff, but it was sporadic. And then there was just this dark time. And man, unless you lived it, I don't think people appreciate I don't think they appreciate, like, in a world where you have mass Star Wars that is just like, it's dying down right now. Like, it's not as crazy right now. But man, there was a time period where it was, I mean, in the last 5 to 10 years, they pumped every Halloween, Christmas. It was Star Wars everything. Dude, that didn't exist. It was like a dead property. Like, you almost had like nothing. So, when the I think in 1996, so we had about a 10-year gap, 85 to like 96, where, dude, all you had were, like, my R2-D2 was a bendy. They had like they had licensed some bendies, some like just Gumby type Star Wars figures. And then like early 90s Micro Machines started coming out with Star Wars. And so, dude, that's all you had for a while there. Were these like Micro Machines, like little PVC type micro collection, micro machines, and which I actually want to display for Iman and Robbie and every Gundam people. I want to display my Micro Machines and put Gundams with them and like build a scene with. That's like something I want to do next, because I feel like they're almost in scale. So I have a lot of Gundam Universe figures, so they're almost in scale, but they're a little too big. But anyway. And so, like, in early 90s, so I'm in, like, 8th grade, 7th grade, Power of the Force 2 came out. And that's what this was a little bit based on, was that they were these very chunky, muscular 90s Star Wars figures. Like, Luke is just jacked up. His shirt's all ripped up. They were not movie accurate. They were trying to, like, play on that whole... They almost looked like little mini He-Man figures and stuff. So, like, dude, I don't think you know how good y'all had it, bro, when it came to Star Wars figures. So, all right. So, catching up. This stream is the train that has jumped the rails and is destroying the town. Possibly. Sequels are trash. This comment section is that. What do you know about Faticon and Revenge of the Speed Dates? I lived it. Oh, I get it. Not knocking what you're saying. It was a general statement. No. I got it. I just wanted to. Travis makes fun of me because I can ramble. And no, that's just what I meant. I'm looking at it as, I already said it. Tennant Smith, Doctor Who was so good. I never saw it, but like I said, when you're looking, dude, people pay big money for all that kind of stuff, dude. People pay big money for people to figure out these things. And if you're creating in 2026, I've been watching a lot of Gary V videos. That's my buddy. Appreciate it. Follows me on Twitter. And I've been watching a lot of Gary V TikTok. And that's what he talks about a bunch. He's talking about all that kind of stuff. And he's talking about marketing. Because as I'm revving up for this, and dude, Iman gave me a ton of good stuff the other about a week ago, whenever he was breaking down. Dude, Iman's channel has grown over the last like year or so. And I'm just like, okay, well, how do you do that? Like, what do you like, man, dude, people know stuff, bruh. So I wanted to know, like, what can I learn? You know, like, how did you do that? And gave me like gave me a couple like fantastic tips. I got a stream so I can implement them, but you know, and so if you're saying do it in well, let me answer this question first. Or read it. I got lucky and found a niche. My channel exploded was by chance. But dude, this is what I'll say. And whether it's a YouTube, and I'm guilty of it. So whatever I say in the next like few sentences, I'm guilty of as well. I'm not putting myself out there enough to even get discovered.
And so I started posting more on Instagram lately, and I'm just noticing posts that I made like a week or two ago, I'm still getting likes on. I'm getting random follows. I'm not getting a ton, but I'm getting enough that it's like I'm noticing it. And I'm getting some dude. Wilfred Estevez always, Armando always shares my stuff or shares my stuff a lot of time. Dude, hey bro, who's the boomer now? Use hashtags. I don't think they even work anymore. I think something else is going on with the algorithm. So anyway, my point. So Iman started his channel. Hopefully again, go check it out. Iman's World of Geek. And he grew it over the last like year or two, and he's looking to expand more now. And he did a lot of research from what he told me. I'm just repeating what he told me. Did a lot of research, sent me some of the videos and stuff like that. Did a lot of looking in on how this stuff works. So he's doing his, he's doing his due diligence to get that to happen. But at the end of the day, there is a little bit of serendipity that's involved. There's a little bit of throwing shit at the wall and just seeing what your thing is. You know what I mean? Like what is your product? And me and Robbie have these convos all the time because he's, one of my best friends, but also like a colleague. Like he's going through a similar thing. Travis as well, same as Travis. And I always give this analogy. This is my big analogy. It's baseball. It's kind of like baseball. You might be like the best. You might be like a great baseball player. You make it to the leagues or whatever, and they put you in the wrong position, and things don't work out. And maybe it's just timing. Maybe it's just you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And maybe you just need to be in a different position. And maybe like I'm a great first baseman and I've been trying to be like a center fielder. Or Robbie might be this. And it's like you got to find out what you do within the ecosystem of the fandoms. And you got to figure out or maybe we're all pitchers. And you got to find out what your best pitch is. You know what I mean? And a lot of that, and from what Iman, like the vibe I kind of got from him, or the story I just told about being at New York Comic Con and finding out who my demographic is, who was not, man, now I know. So now when I do a lo-fi girl or, man, dude, there was a girl she does like really fun cosplay, and dude, I sat and picked her brain forever about webtoons, and dude, she just told me so much about webtoons, and I make sure anytime she posts something I like it, but like you can learn stuff from them, but a lot of it's trial and error, a lot of it's putting yourself out there, and maybe you'll be the Temu Transformer guy, maybe you'll be the tween girl sci-fi adventure guy or whatever, or whatever that is. But we all got to get out there, man. There is a big world. Imagine growing up, or imagine. Okay, so we talked about Brian Pulido. We talked about Dave Sim, Jeff Smith, all these comic creators and all these people from back in the day that did not have the machine behind them, the Ninja Turtles creators, and they were still able to make a mark for themselves and make a living and do well for themselves to this day. From what Travis was telling me about Brian Pulido, dude, all they had was traditional marketing. All they had was ads in comic books. They had Wizard. They had dude, I don't know how they reached people. I guess it was dude, they might have sent out like mailers. I can't even fathom what they had to do, what somebody like a Brian Pulido had to do to get where he's at now. And with the resources that he had at the time. Dude, we are all, everybody in this chat except for Muka, you can be my chowder guy. I'm about to ban you. But everybody in this chat, dude, you have, it doesn't mean it's going to be successful. I don't know. But man, dude, we're sitting on the cusp of some really wild stuff. and some really exciting times. And dude, I was talking to Texas Trash, and she has all kinds of. That's my girlfriend. That's my pet name for her. But like, dude, like she's talking about all kinds of like crazy stuff that she can do with her business that she might not have been able to do a year ago or whatever. So man, it's just exciting, and I'm encouraging y'all. So hopefully y'all will stay on my butt when I'm getting lazy and I'm talking trash and then I'm not doing it. So if in a month from now I don't have something with Night Stars and Time Kids or whatever I end up calling it, y'all can all be like, well, man, remember back in March or May or whatever we are, and you were talking all that stuff, and where's it at, dude? What'd you do? On YouTube and Instagram, they don't work much. On YouTube, use tags in the description. They seem to still work a bit. It's talking about the hashtags. My comic book stuff didn't hit. It wasn't until I moved to Transformers did my channel change. The Temu stuff is silly and niche, but it's working, and I'm hoping my other stuff hits too. Dude, honestly, I think that's a good tagline. It's got the alliteration, it flows, and it's kind of like Temu Transformers. Like, dude, I'm semi-using it on purpose. Trust me, I can annoy the ever-living F out of you. Yeah, dude, I know. We've met. But dude, that's kind of my point, is that, and Sherm, we had a buddy Sherm, but he's dead to us. And he basically doesn't come into Discord anymore. But like, dude, he had a great analogy, and I've said it on stream before too, and this kind of goes to your point. So like with an Iman, dude, you might have had the right idea. Like the YouTube might have been the right idea, but you were just in the wrong position. Like they, and so that might be the same thing for like some of us too, is that like we have these abilities, like you might have these great pitches, and you're not in the right position to use them. You might be on the wrong team, and we might have a little bit of experimentation to do. But on top of that, man, I cannot imagine a better time to be a creator and to have the ability to reach an audience on a scale and on a level. Dude, even me talking to y'all right now is crazy. Like that I can just like click a button and then come on here and blather for a couple hours. But yeah, dude, I think, I don't get a lot of viewers on here that often and stuff like that. Maybe it'll grow, whatever. Or maybe, and I take this into consideration too, is that maybe you're also learning something and working out stuff that you need to figure out in the meantime as well. Speaking of Sherm, dude, if I hadn't had Sherm a couple years ago, I wouldn't know how to do any of this stuff. And he was a godsend. So like you might also be learning, like Travis right now, like, dude, you're about to do your Kickstarter. Robbie, you're about to do yours. Well, dude, maybe you had to draw Speed Racer to figure this out. And maybe you had to do all those Transformers packages and learn because Robbie wants to, I think he wants to make toys. That seems like his passion too. But like, dude, you may have had to go there so you could get here. So it's kind of like that hero's journey kind of thing, So maybe you had to do the comic book stuff on your channel so you could work out the kinks, and now I know I need to do this with lighting. Now I need to do this, blah, 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 whatever. So that's what I'm hoping for. So I have a partner, Michael DeChesser of DeChesser Media. Man, him and his family and his assistant and really a friend of his family as well, Katrina. Dude, I don't do anything with Night Stars if it wasn't for them. Like, period. Dude, they got us. That's the only reason we went to UNICEF. That's the only reason we ended up on the NASDAQ. And I'm really hoping and I really believe that it was just a hint of what could be possible. And now I look back and I'm like, dude, I'm in a position now where like I don't have to like go to a publisher. I don't have to deal with any of this stuff. And where if I had done that before, I may have had to make concessions that I didn't want to make. And that might not even be realistic now. But man, like dealing with those people, dude. And I got a funny story about it too. And then I'll let y'all go so I can I got one of my hens inside. I'm tempted to bring her over here so y'all can meet her. But man, it was dude, it was a little engine that could. We did a lot, and he paid for a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have been able to pay for. Getting the books printed. You want me to bring the hen? I'll bring her in here. I'll bring her in here for the tail end, for the very, very. I'm gonna have to pick her up. I'm gonna pick her up, and then we're just gonna call it. But I'll just pick her up and hold her. It's gonna make a mess. But yeah, dude. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. I think we have a lot of opportunity here, a lot of chances to do a lot of like crazy and cool things. All right. If y'all want to hold on for like 5, like literally, like I'm not even gonna I'll do a commercial break because Iman's never seen them. So hold up, I'm gonna do a commercial break and then I'm gonna get my hand and bring her in here. So what's going on right now? She's broody, and that's my fault because I wasn't picking up the eggs, and she's just like that. Like she gets like super broody really quick, and I'm tempted to even breed her. So I'm bringing her inside for a couple days and just letting her like play around. So, like she's fine, she likes it. But hold up, let me get a commercial for Iman to see. Okay, let me see what commercial we got. I want to do a Transformer commercial. Dude, I might not have any running. I might not have any to run.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
gun shooting, car action, ストリートファイト。一つのソフトに3つのアクションゲームが凝縮されたトリプルハードアクションゲーム。骨の髄まで楽しませてやる。マッドシティ。ファミコンカセットで好評発売中。
トナミ。ロッテヘムフライドチキン。
Stop.
롯데햄 프라이드 치킨.
발라 먹으니까 실감나게 맛있습니다.
통날개 넣어주세요.
Alright. If y'all can tell, I got her. Alright, this is my baby Camilla. This is the first one that showed up. She's a sweet little girl. So dude, she just showed up on my doorstep one day. And dude, it was crazy, man. I had a Ghostbuster flag in the front yard, and she just jumped up on it. So I never went out to go get chicken. She just showed up, and she's my oldest one, and she has a lot of attitude, and I'm surprised she's even letting me hold her right now, because normally she doesn't. I can feel she's excited. So that's how we're ending the stream. Y'all get to meet Camilla. She may actually be in a she's a monster, but she's being very calm right now. I think she likes being inside, dude. She'll wander around the house. But yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's very sweet. But when she's broody, she gets really she just starts flapping around. She gets kind of wacky, and then the other hens get pissed off at her, and they end up fighting and stuff like that. So it's just like I'm just bringing her in, letting her hang out, and she'll be fine. No, she's mega sassy, dude. Mega sassy. Like she is for her stream debut, she's being very, very sweet. This is not normal. Normally she's a monster, like in a funny way, like it's funny. So I plan on putting that into the comic book, like in the cartoon or the comic or whatever. But like, nah, normally she's a beast, and she's very The other ones, I can tell what to do, and then like her, I can't. Like she just does whatever the F she wants, and I just let her. I kind of spoil her. So, all right, that's it for today. Look at this little baby. Thank y'all for coming, and we will end it how we always end it, and we'll do it again soon.